It wouldn't have been possible a few years ago.
Why?
You have to know how to awaken patriotism in each people. Make them confident, knowing that their homeland is the only thing they have left. We managed to do that. That's why when we ask them to contribute, they do it. We ask people to enlist to fight for their position. Even today, if we decide that we want 1 million Burkinabe to fight the others.
Volunteer.
Defend homeland.
Defense of homeland.
Yes. People are ready. They are committed.
Isn't it dangerous for them?
No, it's their homeland.
It's their homeland.
All over the world, people have fought for their homeland. And why?
Mr. President, when we say that, one tends to ask the question, this terrorism has been ongoing for a while in our territories, with armies that have come and extraordinary sums spent, with high-quality military arsenal so far. How do you explain that suddenly? You decide that the three of you will fight this without the others. Is it realistic? What makes it more feasible today than with those armies that were there?
It's more than realistic. There have been several situations. We have had the opportunity to be on the ground. Many other officers you might encounter have had the chance to be on the ground and have maneuvered with these foreign armies. On your own territory, you are given restrictions. They do whatever they want. What's even more surprising, imagine you said with all the technology they had, they might currently have satellites observing everything. They had drones, helicopters, all types of devices. But we never saw the terrorists. Today we have decided to wage war. But do you realize? We find them every day, and we whip them. So there is a problem.
For you, there wasn't a real willingness to fight them then?
No willingness to fight them?
Okay.
If they wanted to, they could do it. The terrorists would never have reached this level.
So today we say, if they are achieving results, if they are making some progress, it's because they have the Russians with them. There was Wagner, which we talked about. Today we even have the Russians who are going to open their first military base with Africa Corps. Mr. President, are the Russians helping you? And is their help better than that of the foreign armies that were present until now?
You know, as far as Burkina is concerned, for example, we have always been in contact with Russia. And I tell you, the equipment that the Burkinabe had, 80% of it was Russian equipment.
Oh, really?
Of course.
But yet you had a stronger military relationship with the French. How do you explain that?
Yes, because this equipment dates back to perhaps the years of the revolution. Of course, we have equipment dating back to the years of the revolution, which are still in use, Russian and Korean, North Korean equipment, which are still fighting in our army.
And are they more effective?
The army was neglected, don't forget that. Since the 1990s, with the so-called structural adjustment program, everything has been distorted. There were soldiers standing guard with sticks. We disarmed the army, our armies. It was well prepared. No more equipment, no more training, nothing. People were just wearing the uniform, and terrorism joined the dance a few years later. And it's broadcasted on all the media. They are unable to fight. We will come to help them. And terrorism is only gaining ground. Today with Russia, the relationship is primarily strategic. That I think you understand much better than we do. And with Russia, there isn't this equipment that we wish to pay for with them, that they don't sell. The others impose restrictions on us.
They tell you you cannot buy this type of weapon.
Of course.
Yet the Russians sell you everything you want.
Everything we want. Up to the moment I'm speaking to you, we are being blocked from licenses for certain aircraft. There are types of weapons they will never sell us.
And how do they explain these restrictions to you?
You know, I asked the question, where is the friendship? What do they want? There are many countries, the Russians, the Chinese, the Turks, the Koreans, and so on. There are no restrictions. With Iran, everything we want, they will accommodate us. If we can pay, we pay. But with these states that were supposedly our friends, there are restrictions. There are even some who have told us that they can't sell us anything lethal.
Oh, really? So you're at war and you can't kill the one in front of you?
Yes, the terrorist kills us. But we might have the duty to pick up stones. Maybe even the stone is lethal. Anything lethal, they won't sell to us. That's their principle.
So today with Russia, what are they getting in return? We know well that there is no friendship between states. It's always about interests. Everyone comes for their own interests. So today, there is a fear among some people that we've just swapped one master for another. However, I know you a little bit to know that you are not about replacing one master with another. What are you giving the Russians very concretely for them to be there? Are they taking minerals? How are you paying them? Are you selling a portion of the territory? What's the deal?
If the deal was really to leave one master for another, we would rather die. Because when we say the homeland or death, it has its full meaning. No, it's just media. Lies again. And unfortunately, we even saw heads of state who fell for it, who went on to spread lies. Supposedly that we gave mines to the Russians in our southern part. Completely false.